Hi, and welcome to Motorhomes. Now, today we're going to do a handover video for you on this 2017 plated Auto Trail Serrano. I hope you find it informative. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start on the outside of the van and we're going to work our way in. But the first thing I want to show you is just here. So if you want to get underneath your bonnet release catch is just there. The next thing is round the corner just behind the passenger seat is you have the release just here for your gas locker. We lift that up, pop this up, and as you can see, a good sized gas locker in there which will take 2 good sized propane cylinders. Next, just here we have your fuel filler which will work off your ignition key. Of course, up above us we have the ingress awning which we'll come to later on. We also of course have your awning lights. Fridge vents here and here. Cassette toilet just here. Now, if you've never used a cassette toilet before, the first thing to tell you about is on the toilet itself you have a blade that comes across. That must be closed for you to be able to take the cassette out. And all you do then is push it from there and slide out. Now, on every campsite they'll have what they call an Alson point. So you'll just roll that to the Alson point. When you get there, turn that round, so take the cap off, and by pressing the orange button on the back, that will allow the air to flow. So when you're flushing it away, it'll flush through smoothly and you're not going to get it glugging all over the place. So once you've drained it, put the hose in, flush it through, drain it down again. New chemical, either green or blue, directly into the cassette. You don't want to put it down the toilet because what happens is it will stain your toilet. So pop it straight in there, pop that back round, push in, job done. Next, we have your gas barbecue point just here. So again, if you've got something like a Caddock or any type of gas barbecue, that'll run directly from the gas you have in the van. Then of course we have the large garage area. Now, what you've also got in here, you'll see, you've got 2 strip lights, which there's a little button just on the end to be able to turn those on. You also have access just there back into the main part of the van itself. Also, just here, have your fridge vents. So again, you just pop those on in the winter. It just stops any insects and spiders and things getting in there where it's lovely and warm over the winter months. On the rear, of course, we have a spare wheel just in there. We have your reversing camera up the top there, and this particular van has had rear parking sensors fitted as well. Again, access to the garage because you do have the 2 double doors, which is again easy for access. Just here we have the flue for your heating. Here, that's just your water filler, so you just pop the hose in there and fill it up. Underneath here, you'll see we have your fresh water drain. So if you need to drain down your fresh water tank, just from there. Here, we have your outdoor shower point. Now, that's great if you've got dogs or kids, they get mucky before you want to go back in the van, you can shower them off. And here we have more of a storage area, and again, you have your shower head just there. Underneath, we have the drain for your wastewater tank. And then if we lift this up, you have a large storage area underneath, just there, and of course, your electric hookup point just here, and your leisure batteries just there. Let's take a look inside. So, next we come to your cab. So we're going to start off on your driver's door. So just here we have the switch to be able to adjust your mirrors. Again, on both sides you'll notice there are 2. So you've got your main mirror and you've got your blind spot mirror. Then we have your electric windows. Then we have your central locking switch. Just here, this is something the previous owner had added, and this is for your reversing sensors. So it will tell you how far you are away from whatever you're backing up to. Then of course we have your wash wipes just here. Headlights and indicators, cruise control, we have your radio controls, and we have your telephone controls just there. Here we have your telephone or your tablet holder. So again, you can then Bluetooth that through into your media system. You also have a charger for the USB just there, and you have a 12-volt charger just there. When it comes to your media center, press the button just there. It takes a few seconds to actually come on. There we go. So just click on accept. So as you can see, it's a DAB, also it's an AM/FM tuner. Just turn that down for a second. Down the bottom here, you obviously have your controls. So again, if you press on there, it will give you radio. You'll go to AM, FM, DAB. Media, again, that will be if you've got it linked into your phone. Press on there, it'll take you directly to your nav system. And if you press on that one, it will take you to your phone as long as you've programmed your phone into the system. Knock that off for a second. There we have your cab air conditioning, and of course here we have your heater controls. Down here we have Traction Plus. Now Traction Plus is very useful because it works a bit like a diff lock. If you're in a bit of trouble, it'll lock your front wheels. Hopefully it'll give you enough traction to get out, and that'll work up to about 15 miles an hour. Then we have hill descent, hazard warning lights, again to lock or unlock your doors, and there we have your heated mirrors. Over here we have your cool box. Now that works in conjunction with your cab air conditioning. So again, if you've got a bottle of water or a bar of chocolate that you want to keep nice and cool, pop it in there with your aircon on, it'll do the job for you. Just down here, of course, we have some small storage, and then we have your cab blinds. Now the most important thing with your cab blinds are that you try to keep these straight. So you pinch, bring them out straight, and then it locks onto the magnet. When you bring them back, again you get to that point, keep it straight, just tuck the bottom piece in and it will clip into place. Same in the front, you pinch and pull and they'll lock in. Now something that is very important with these blinds is because it's a strong magnet, you may find it may only be attached up to around about there might be a slight gap. That's fine, it'll hold, but you could find then you end up walking around and the whole thing can be pretty embarrassing. So just pop an elastic band or a hair bobble or something like that around there. It'll save a lot of embarrassment in the future. The other thing, of course, is especially this one, make sure you clip it in properly or you'll end up turning a corner. That'll come across in front of your face and you just can't see what's going on. So in the cab, the next thing really to show you is you have your TV just here. Now that will work off 230 volt or 12 volts. There's a clip at the back just here. There's also a clip here. So you pull that one out, drop that one down, and it'll come off. Now you'll see just here, if I flick this switch, that will turn red. So I'm just going to get the remote control. So on the remote control you have your standby switch in red just there. If I press that, I do have to get the right angle. There we go. That turns blue. Now with it being a TV aerial system, you will have to retune whenever you're in certain areas. Now to do that, it's very similar to your TV at home. You just press the setup button there. Let me get back to that. There we go. You go down to auto search. Once you get it onto auto search, you just press the OK button and then that will start scrolling through. Now a lot of it will depend on how strong the signal is. There is another thing with that, of course, and that's just in this cupboard just here. You do have your signal booster. Now for some reason you have maximum and minimum boost. Why you would want minimum I really couldn't tell you, but just make sure that's turned on, otherwise you're really not going to get much of a signal on your TV. And there we have your cab. Okay, so next we're going to come to your front lounge area. Now obviously both captain seats swivel so you can make the most use of your space, but really it's more a case of how this adapts to one, if you've got extra people traveling with you, and two, if you're going to make it into the bed. So first things, if we've got people traveling with us, these two cushions need to come away. Also this one, and then you take out this piece just here, so that just slides forward, and that will then give you the leg room for your passengers. Now if we're going to be turning this into the bed, what we need is the standalone table. So we bring this along and there's a groove just in here. So what you need to do, lift this up because it's slightly easier, and you literally just slide it into place. So that slides in like so. Then you put this one back. Bring that cushion back, along with this one just here. Remove this one. And then literally this bench will just slide out and come across to meet it. Once you've done that, backrest go down. And there we have your double bed at the front of the vehicle. Your two captain seats are fully adjustable. Now how that works is you have this catch just on the side here. Now if you want to spin them round, you just pull and then swing your bum round and it'll come round. When you swing it back, you'll hear a clunk when it locks into place. Also on the side of the seat, just here, you have these two adjusters. So the front one will adjust the front of the seat and the back one, the back of the seat. And it then works like on a rocker system to get you into the right position. Of course, also you have the wheel just there for your backrest, and you also have the wheels on your armrests. Exactly the same with the passenger side. And then of course above us we have your overcab bed. Now how that works is you slide this piece out just here. Then we have the bar, which I'll just pop out there for a second. And then you literally fold your mattress over. Now the idea with the bar is this piece just here, you loop this bar through and either side you have a bracket, and that will then lock that into place, just meaning that nobody in that bed can roll out in the middle of the night. And of course we have the ladder that'll lock on just there to give you access. We'll come on to your 12 volt control panel at the moment, but here we have your Sergeant control panel. Now you have your main shutdown there for the system, that will turn it on and off, water pump, lights, and to change from your vehicle to your leisure battery. Underneath we have your fuses. Over here we have reverse polarity if you're on the continent. Your charger, and again if you've got your space heater or your water heater on electric, you need to push those in. Underneath we have your trip switches. And just here, if you do sometimes have an issue with your system, Sergeant can send you through a memory stick that you can plug in, and that can upgrade your system. Now also with this we do have a remote control, though I will be honest with you, it's far easier just to do it from there. So next we come to your 12 volt control panel and your heating system. So if we start with your 12 volt control panel, this one here is for the power, that one is for your water pump, lights, awning light, again more for your lights just there for your 230 lights, to change from your vehicle to your leisure battery, and that one there is for your tank heaters. Now if you press on any of these, you can also use these switches here. Now as you can see, you've got your vehicle and your leisure battery power just there, and your fresh and your wastewater tank. Press it again and again, you can see what you've got with your battery ampage, your leisure battery just there, solar panel, and again your battery ampage just coming through. If we come onto this screen, it'll give you your event timer and also your clock. So just that, you just press that button there, and then it'll take you to your time, and by using these going up and down, you adjust. Come back round and it will take you back to the main screen. When we look at your heating, again with the Truma system, press this button here, it will give you the 4 icons at the top. Now you need to start on the 3rd icon. So you press on there, and this gives you options of what you actually use. So you have gas, mix 1, mix 2, electric 1 and electric 2. Electric 1 and electric 2 is 1 electric element or 2 electric elements. Mix 1 and 2 is the same, it's gas but with 1 electric element or 2 electric elements. So once you've set your heat source, next we come to the first icon, and this is literally your heat. So if you want that at 20 degrees, you then push that in, and that will then lock it in at 20 degrees. If we come to the second icon, pressing on there, this is for your hot water. So you have Eco, which is 40 degrees, Hot, which is 60, or Boost. Boost will prioritise your hot water over everything else. Then we come to your vents. Press on here, you have off or vent, and that will take you up to number 10, and that's literally how much air you're pumping through your system. Now this works when you haven't got any heating on. If you do have your heating on, you'll have eco or high, and that is again how much air you're just pumping through. If we come down to the bottom sections, this one here is your timer. So again, if you like to get up at 7 in the morning, you can set this to come on at 6 o'clock, so it's lovely and toasty warm. Next we have your clock. So again, you just press on there. By moving this round, you can just adjust your time. If we come to the last one, when we press on there, you have the option of offsetting the screen, change your temperature from degrees to Fahrenheit, the brightness of your control panel, 12 or 24-hour clock. If you fancy doing this in French, German or Italian, not a problem, change your language. Index I'll come back to in a second. And reset. Sometimes if you have a glitch in your system, you can reset the system. So, index. If you do something wrong, or if there's a glitch in your system, a warning triangle will come up just here. If you click on that, it will give you a code. That code will then be stored in your index. So anybody who's working on your trimmer system can see what issues you've been having. Now, the other thing, of course, is if you click on there, like I say, it will give you this code. It could be something as simple as the fact of you put it on for gas, but you haven't turned your gas on. Or you've got it on for electric, you've not plugged it into the mains. The one thing you do have to remember is if you get that warning triangle up on there, it will take usually around about 15 minutes for it to reset. So in the kitchen, first of all, of course, we have your sink with your drainer just here. Now again, with the taps, you must make sure you have your water pump on for those to work. Your microwave will only work if you're plugged into the 230 volts, and the plug for that is just here. Then of course we have your cutlery tray just there, and we have your grill pan just here. More storage area underneath, and also in here as well. So there's plenty of storage in your kitchen area. Now with your oven itself, you have the 3 gas hobs and you have the 1 electric. With your electric, the plug for that is situated just underneath here. Just there. And then of course, everything else will work off gas. So you have your gas grill and your gas oven just there. Then we come to your 3-way fridge freezer. Now your 3-way fridge freezer is huge. You've got these 2 little finger holes just there. Freeze compartment at the top. Great big drawer just there. They'd say it's for salad, but it's superb for beer and wine. This isn't fridge, this is just storage at the bottom. So, controls. Up here, this turns it on. Now, what you will find is when you're traveling, all your 12 volt will go off except for your fridge, because obviously if you've got things in there, that needs to stay nice and cool while you're traveling. Now, as you can see at the moment, it's on the electric because we're plugged into the mains. You also have the choice of gas, battery or auto. The first 2 are quite simple. Obviously mains if you're plugged into the mains, gas if you're running off your gas. Battery is the one that tends to confuse people because you would assume that means leisure battery. It doesn't, it means vehicle battery. So that will only work if you actually have the engine on and you're traveling. Then of course we have auto, which is what most people will end up using. Now the beauty with auto is quite simple. It will do those things for you, but always check with auto because it'll do what it thinks is right, which is not necessarily what you think is right. That button there will then change your temperatures. If you do something wrong or if there's a glitch in your system, that light will come up there for your warning. And then of course just down here we have where your standalone table is kept. Gas isolator switches are actually underneath the oven, as you can see just here. So in the rear of the van, obviously in the back you've got TV prep on the wall just here, large chest of drawers just here, and your light switches. Separate shower just there, and this is a nice little feature. The door from the toilet shuts off the bedroom from the main habitation area. Also, you have your wardrobe just here with the light in. And then we have your boiler drain. Now, it's not particularly easy to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop the torch on my phone. There is a yellow switch underneath, just there. Now, as you can see at the moment, that's up in the air, which means that the boiler's open. So if you want to flick that down, that means now that the boiler is sealed. So if you start putting water through from your water pump, it's not going to go directly into your boiler and pour straight out all over the floor. Your bathroom is a very clever design because, as we said, you've got your separate shower on this side, and then of course you've got your toilet on this side, and with the door shutting off, it does give you that privacy. But when we're in the bathroom, the first thing is your toilet does swivel, so again you can get to the most comfortable position. Also, when we were outside earlier, we were talking about the blade. Now, as you can see at the moment, the blade is across. Underneath there is a handle, so you just push that to open it. If that's open, we can't take the cassette out on the other side, but in all fairness, unless you're using the toilet, make sure you keep the blade closed. That way you're not getting any smells or anything coming back up as well. There's your electric flush. Again, you must have your water pump on for your flush to work, and if your cassette is full, a little light will come on just there. Light switch just there for your bathroom, and of course you do have storage underneath here and also just in there. So next we come to your awning. Now with your awning, the first thing is of course we have your brace just here. Now this is all fully adjustable. You can screw from there, slide that out to where you need it to be, and then just lock it back up. The engine, notice you've got these two prongs, and what we do is they will lock in just here. And then you wind. Now, one thing that is very important, you must make sure that your habitation door is closed, else otherwise the awning will sit on top. Now, the manufacturers will tell you that you should only really bring your awning out to around about halfway before you drop the legs down. That's fine, but if you're vertically challenged like I am, that's not always the easiest thing in the world to do. So, we're going to wind it out a little further so I can reach it. That should be fine. So, when we look inside, you'll see that you have these legs, which are spring loaded. So you just push back in, drop it down, unclip. That will then slide down, and then you push that back up when you've locked it into place. Exactly the same on the other side. So again, push in, you drop down, unclip, and lock up. Now, what you would then want to do really is be winding this out and edging it forward. It's far easier if there are two people, because one can take the weight of the awning while the other's winding out. And there we have your awning. So there we have your handover video for the Auto Trail Serrano on the 2017 plate. Really hope you found it informative. We do have a lot more handover videos on our YouTube channel at Edwards Motorhomes. Please do look them up. If you've got any questions, you can always come and see us or give us a call. Thank you.